Man, what a funny and well-made video that wasn't unprofessional or poorly made. You did, however, catch the only important glimpse into this video, which is of course this little girl running around in a Sonic the Hedgehog hat. I say this is the most important part because it's a segue into what today's video is about, and that's the glory that is Sonic the Hedgehog, the movie, the trailer. Could have worded that better. See, this creature got a ton of backlash, and although at first glance it looks deserved, I've done a little bit of research, as I've inhaled all of the Sonic media I could find, and it turns out this design is based on Sonic, which is something only a true fan such as myself who has put countless hours into Sonic the Hedgehog would know. So let me take you down this road as I teach you how in fact this hedgehog with a toothy grin is in fact the actual Sonic Maurice the Hedgehog. Starting my long search, I really had to look all over this creature's body to find any clues to his origin. Right off the bat, you can tell that he does in fact have the proportions of a young child, which is a little bit weird. I mean, he's a little bit more muscular than the average child, but he's about as tall, and he also has a bit of an uncanny valley look, which especially happens whenever he opens his mouth and shows off those pearly whites. Now, it's a good start, but it's not really enough to find any starting point to his origin. To find out more, I had to look at his arch nemesis in this movie, which is of course Dr. Robotnik, who might be better known as Eggman, a large mad scientist who of course would logically mean that he'd be played by Jim Carrey inside of this movie because, let's be honest, Jim Carrey's the best man for the job to play an evil mad scientist who is large and in the shape of an egg. Let's deconstruct the name Eggman. This, of course, made me think of the age-old question that man asks himself, which is, of course, which came first, the chicken or the egg? So, obviously, his origin had something to do with philosophy. A man of uncanny valley and philosophy. Of course, there's only one such thing in existence. Something so odd that I thought it was a fever dream up until Sega made me look it up and remember that, yep, this did in fact happen. This is a movie called AI Artificial Intelligence, a movie where Chris Rock, the man, shows up as an uncanny valley CGI mess. But what about the philosophy? Well, that brings us to an interesting question, which is, should man play God by creating robots who think they're children but can't eat food and are actually robots who have to meet the nightmare hellspawn that is Robot Chris Rock? Finally, all the puzzle pieces started coming together for me, and it isn't much longer until we'll finally be able to see what they all make once you put them all together. If you haven't figured it out by now, by placing Uncanny Valley children with Sonic the Hedgehog, you of course get the deluxe Sonic the Hedgehog children's costume, which is of course what this movie is making reference to, and it's something that only a true dedicated fan who's willing to do his research would find. Of course, the idiotic hive mind was just upset over something that they didn't understand, but it's really some cool fan representation that we wouldn't expect to see in the movies. Now, unfortunately, Sega's apologized for making something so cool that the fans decided that they would force them at gunpoint to remake it just for the normies. Or that's what people think anyways. I've taken it upon myself to use my photo manipulation skill to show you what an artist rendition would look like, and I think this is what the new Sonic redesign will look like that will probably please the masses. That's right, he would look the same, except of course, he'd be wearing his iconic soap shoes. It's all he was really missing because listen, how can I realistically expect Sonic to do some sick grinding tricks if he doesn't have some nice soap shoes on, which are made specifically to do some dope rail grinding action? And they're of course Sonic's preferred footwear, at least for one of the games. Please Sega, I'm honestly gonna start begging you to do this, because I've bought so many soap shoe stocks thinking that this was still the early 2000s and that Sonic Adventure 2 was just about to come out. So please buy some soap shoes, and hopefully with the help of you, as well as the Sonic film boosting up sales, I can manage to retire a happy businessman and pay off the debts that I own. Because here's the thing, I've had to get a loan from some pretty sketchy people. Now they're threatening me, telling me that I'm gonna have to go swim with the fishes. And I've been living in constant fear ever since then, because here's the thing, I haven't been able to eat, because if I eat, they're gonna grab me and they're gonna throw me in the water with those fishes. Then I'm gonna get a cramp because I didn't wait 30 minutes before going swimming, and it's just not gonna be a pleasant time for me. If I go swimming with some fishes, I want it to be a good time and I want to be able to have fun swimming. I don't want my stomach to be in pain. So please, please, please buy some shoes so I can pay this off and I can swim with fishes in peace without the worry of having a stomach cramp. There's another video, and I want to thank you for watching it this far along. If you enjoyed it, feel free to leave it a like, you can subscribe, you can share, you can do all that kind of stuff. At the end of the day though, you don't have to. I just hope that you had yourself a good day and maybe in some way I helped impact that.